All set, all set. Cool, cool. All right. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're Hebrew Israelites back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Before we begin this lesson, we're going to face the east. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah, Kodash.
All right, double honors to the elders and the apostles who we learned from. You already know who they are. Shalom to you, Akwaf, in order. Shalom to you, Akim, out on the highways and hedges, giving up your body as a living sacrifice and being obedient, diligent, making your calling and election sure. Salute to you, brothers out there on the field. As we speak, I know a lot of you are live right now, bringing it out. You know what I mean? A lot going on, edifying the sheep. You know what I mean? Shalom to you, and shalom to you. Israelites may look like these other nations. You might look like a so-called white man, Chinese man, Arab, or whatever other nation is out there, you know, whatever other race is out there. But if your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are a Hebrew Israelite, regardless of your appearance, because this thing ain't about color. It is about your seed line, okay? It's about the biblical seed line, what your nationality goes back to according to the seed line. If you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are a Hebrew Israelite. And normally we could tell through the spirit, because your spirit will resonate with our spirit, and you will be able to understand the gospel, because the scriptures say in the book of Daniel, chapter 7, I believe, that none of the wicked shall understand. You know what I mean? So no point in really bringing it out for at the moment, because it's not what this lesson's about. There's a lot going on this year, right? And we've only just begun. And you know, all the prophets have been saying that 2025 was going to be a hell of a year. You know, we could feel it through the spirit. We already knew that it was going to start off with a bang, and we weren't wrong, man. We was not wrong. I mean, immediately. And you can, this is just the start of 2025, man. You're gonna, you best believe it's going to spiral out of control and going to escalate even more and more out of control until that, until that day, until the time of Jacob's trouble. And then ultimately after that, it'll be the time when, you know, we'll be really close to our deliverance. Because as soon as Jacob's trouble hits, you're going to see the prophecies start coming back to back to back, man. One after another. It's just going to get crazy, man. But, you know, buckle your seatbelts. There's never a dull moment in this truth. You know, a lot of people like to sit down and watch soap operas in front of the television. You know what I mean? Reality TV shows or whatever. Hey, reality is our reality TV show. We don't sit down and watch bull crap like that when we're dealing with reality in itself. Okay, every day there's something new going on, keeping you on the edge of your seat. Okay, as a matter of fact, so much going on in the short amount of time into the year of so-called year of 2025, right? That's why the title of this lesson I have 2025 in parentheses or in brackets, because you know, we don't even know what year it is. It definitely ain't 2025, because Esau didn't change the calendar. The scriptures talk about how he likes to, how they shall think to change laws and times, you know, giving you leap years and winding the clock back and all that crap, you know. So we just got, you know, and the 1st of January is not even a new year either, man. You know, we covered that in past lessons. Anyway, let's get to the topic at hand, right? Because there's so much going on that I actually had to write a list to keep up with it, because there's just so much going on. I had to write a list of all the things going on, and we're going to bring it out, link a lot of it up with scripture, and show you how the times that we're living in is actually related to biblical prophecy. It's prophesied in the Bible that you know, all these types of things would happen, and we're going to bring out these precepts in just a second. I've got a lot of them written down anyway, but yeah, the ones that aren't.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a little correction, because you said none of the wicked shall understand, and it's in Daniel chapter 7, but it's actually chapter 12.
Oh, chapter 12.
Yeah. So, okay. So just, you know, just 12, in case there was
right.
any sort of confusion there, just to
the water for that. Yeah, sometimes I do that. Yeah, it is 12, because I was thinking 12, but for some reason I said 7. It's just Mind goes blank sometimes, man. You have to forgive me. But anyway, yeah, it's the cold, man. Freeze, giving a brain freeze, man. Right. So, got a list of things going on right here, right? So, of course, you know about the terrorist that they're saying, right? Hopefully, they don't take this down. You know, this is fair use. I'm just speaking. Don't take my video down, Esau. We're just speaking about current events, okay? We're teaming with you. He's a terrorist, okay? He's a big problem, you know. We're speaking on it. That's all. You know, we're not siding with him. We're not promoting teism, okay? Right. So as you know, this guy with the truck drove into that crowd in New Orleans. Everybody knows by now. I ain't got to really go into too much about it, but there are a few details that have surfaced as of late, right? Because ultimately what's going on is Esau's trying to build a case slowly and subtly against the men of the Lord. That's all it's about. The scriptures say how the enemy's going to come in like a flood on us, how he's going to make war with the remnant of his seed. In the book of Revelations, I think chapter 17. But you know, all these things is you know, us who have the spirit of discernment, we can see that that's where this is going, man. And we're gonna bring it out and show you, okay, and give you the eyes to see that that's the case. Because all this stuff about Muslim terrorists and all that, yeah, they're using that now, but eventually they're gonna weasel their way to try and get to us. Because really they can't pinpoint any, they can't come with any direct accusations as far as us doing any of these type of acts. You know what I mean? Now, that don't mean to say that Esau ain't gonna have some kind of false flag or try and find somebody or pay somebody off or use MK Ultra or whatever the case may be to try and get, you know, one of these people to commit certain acts that tie us into that. But that's where this is heading, man, because as you notice, the mugshot that they're plastering all over the internet constantly of this guy that ran in New Orleans, right? He has a beard. Like, if you were to look at him, you would think he was one of us. You would think he was a part of Great Millstone or something, man. You know what I mean? But just looking by appearance, he's got a look like somebody would call him part of the what they call bum camp, right? You know, us brothers with beards, you know, brown skin. So this is the image that they're putting out there to kind of sow that in your mind. It's all, you got to understand, Esau loves to deal with psychology, right? So all of a sudden, this ISIS is now popped up on the scene again because they're gonna throw that word around again because that disappeared for years. You know what I mean? Because it was no longer relevant to their agenda. Now all of a sudden, you hear the terms ISIS being thrown around again, coming out the woodworks. You know what I mean? It's a damn joke, man. But this is how Esau gets down. He likes to dig up old, you know, old things to now all of a sudden you got all these diseases popping up again. You know what I mean? Now they're talking about in the US they're gonna make you wear face masks again. He's digging up all his old tricks and just hitting you with everything at once, man. Terrorism, mask mandates, all of this coming at once. As soon as 2025 come on the scene, come in, the year 2025 come in, so called, you know, now all of a sudden, boom. So, you know, it's never going to be a dull moment in 2025, man. So you got them saying that the ex-wife of this guy said that he was violent. Okay, so they're trying to put that image out there. You know, brown people are violent, Muslims are violent. You know what I mean? And there ain't many violent Muslims out there, man. I mean, you do have some, but the things that they teach, which obviously ain't, you know, what we teach. We don't agree with their teachings because it's a false teaching. It's, you know what I mean? The Bible is the truth. They don't have the truth, but they do preach for the most part peace. You know what I mean? So Esau in a whole, as a whole, is ignorant to other cultures, man. That's why they're all talking about get these immigrants out our country and all that, because they hate anything different that makes them uncomfortable. You know what I mean? But you got the ex-wife saying he was violent. You got the brother saying that he had become radicalized, which is a buzzword. You got to keep that in mind, because trying to say he's radicalized, because now they're gonna have to tackle this problem, right? This boogeyman, which will tie us into that, because, like I said in one of my previous lessons, that they're gonna eventually come down on the prophets, and they're gonna say that they're gonna class us as radical extremists, okay? And now you're seeing, you gotta connect the dots. Scriptures speak about being wise as a serpent, and also being sober, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You know what I mean? All these precepts.
Yeah, and just to add as well, just while you're on the topic, you've got these events such as the New Jersey shooting. They tried to tie us in there. Like, Esau likes to work on gradualism. You got the whole situation that took place. And this is not the camp bash, but with IUIC, when they had one of their members kill, murder Joy Morgan, if you remember that. You have like all these little stories that they have that they could tie us into this radical extremism, like my brother was just bringing out. You have also, I think on Fox a few years back, they tried to paint some brothers in Great Millstone as just attacking women on the streets. Like, they use this, right? I got a precept quickly I just want to bring out.
Yeah.
This is in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
That's it.
Right? So we bring out these scriptures and we explain to you what Esau's plans are and what they're planning to do. And then this event that took place on New Year's, with this guy, this terrorism, I'll try and watch out for them buzzwords, because I know that YouTube screens for certain buzzwords, right? So they can flag the videos and all that other stuff, right? But when you understand that, this is a device of Satan, is to blame, cast the blame. Over time, he's showing you these little incursions of the Israelites, the black Hebrew is. That's why he gives us a buzzword, black Hebrew Israelite, because when you use the word or the term black, you're associating that with negativity or being void or evil. You know what I mean? So they use these buzzwords, and over time, it sticks in your head. Then what's going to end up, being the case is you'll have Christians that come up to us. Yeah, I've had run-ins with them black Hebrew Israelites, and they're racist. They're a racist cult. They argue with people. They yell at people in the streets, saying that they're going into slavery. They make other people kiss their boots. That's the part of their plan. They're going to use all of that information. They're going to tie us into whatever this is that they're, their false flag. Is it not false flag, but what do they call them?
Psyops.
Yeah, the psyops. That's the word. That's it. The psyops. They tie us into that stuff. So, lucky, I just wanted to quickly touch on that as well. Just bring that out.
And point. Because we can't be ignorant. You got to be wise in these end times, man. That's, scriptures speak about how wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of our times. What times do you think it's talking about? It's this time, the end times, man. You're going to need wisdom about you, because there's going to be many things that are going to be so cunningly devised that are going to catch a lot of people off guard, man. You know what I mean? If you're not on your P's and Q's in these end times, man. And a precept to what my brother just brought out about how, we can't be ignorant of Satan's devices is in the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 15, right? And it says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small, okay? So it don't matter what it is, all right? Just don't be ignorant to Satan's devices, man, because this man is going to go all out in these end times, because what does the scriptures say? Let's just turn to it, because this I wasn't going to bring this out, but that's how the spirit is moving, right? Revelations 12 and 12, right? This is what's happening right now, okay? It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, okay? So the masses of the people that basically belong to this world, that are voting Democrat, Republican, trying to make America great again, they're invested in this system, they're juiced in, right? It says, woe unto them. This is the time of their destruction, okay? And you see all these events that is leading up to that ultimate time of their destruction, which will be the time of Jacob's trouble, followed by them the nuclear holocaust, right? Let me start from the top again. Revelations 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens. This is the time for us to rejoice, us of the hopeful elect, man. Okay, so when we see all these things happening back to back to back in this year, so-called year 2025, we should be excited, man, because our redemption is drawing nigh. Lord willing, man. You know, I mean, it is, but Lord willing, this will be that year. You know what I mean? Just like Apostle Tahar coined this year. You know what I mean? So it says, rejoice, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And in Christianity, they're thinking of it as being the spiritual demon Satan underground. He's down there pissed off, just shaking his hand at us up on the surface. You darn people. You know what I mean? No, man. He ain't trying to take as many of us down to the pits of a fiery furnace in underground in a place called hell. That's not what's going on, all right? That's not what this is talking about, okay? Because when it talks about the devil, you got to understand it's talking about the nation of Edom, starting with the elites of that nation. Because, hey, it's not our elites. It's not the elites of the Africans. It's not the elites of the Israelites. No, man. It's the elites of the nation of Edom. When you think of elites, when you think of bankers, what type of people come to mind? Okay, that's who the devil is, man. It says he's coming down with great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. He don't have long left to rule, right? Now, another precept to that is in Revelations 2 and 10, because this will more clarify who the devil is talking about, because this is something that's getting ready to happen to a lot of us soon, because obviously Esau's trying to build a case, throwing around the word radicalized and extremists and terrorism and all that around, because he's ultimately trying to link it up to us, right? Because he's going to wage war against us soon, which is something that we're waiting on, anticipating, and you know, it's definitely something that we signed up for when we decided to walk this path. All right, so this is Revelations 2 and 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, because we're getting ready to go through it, man. Okay, but we shouldn't fear these things. Like the scripture said in Revelations 12 and 12, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. All right, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, Esau, the devil, right, shall cast some of you into prison. Is it that talking about actual spiritual demon Satan underground in a place called hell? He's going to come upon the surface and physically cast us into prison? No, man. Okay, when it says the devil is going to cast you into prison, use a bit of wisdom when you're reading that. Okay, is it talking about a man with horns coming up out the ground? No, it's the rulers that be, man. You got to go into the meaning of words. Devil means false accuser, okay? Slanderer, deceiver, right? Which this man has deceived the whole world. Look what he's doing now. He's using his propaganda and his media to deceive you people as far as all the things that are happening in the world today. We don't even know exactly what's going on, because this man is just, he's using all types of witchcraft and stuff. You know, as far as what's going, I'm gonna bring it out because there's a lot of details as far as this thing with the New Orleans guy, and then you had that blast at the Trump Tower with that Tesla vehicle, right? And there's so much manipulation behind all this stuff. So, right, you have Congressman Corey Mills. I don't know who that devil is, but this is his name. I wrote it down, right? I got a sticky. Shoot. I got a couple of sticky notes. Got two with information on, as far, because I had to write it all down. There's so much going on, man. I had to write it down. But you got Congressman Corey Mills saying that ISIS sleeper cells are to be activated, are going to be activated, right? Which you already know, all these migrants coming in, they're not all peaceful. You got some that are. You got a lot of them that are violent, MS-13 gang members, okay? And then you got a lot of them that are actual sleeper cells that have that are waiting on their orders to be activated, right? So the ex-wife of the guy that drove into the crowd in New Orleans said that she had a basically had a restraining order against him, said he was violent, already brought that out. The brother said that he was radicalized, quote unquote. So that's a buzzword they're throwing around to try and eventually link it up to us because they consider us extremists.
Was it the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League or something like that?
Mm.
They put us on their list.
You know? Yeah, man. And then you got Puerto Rico lost power, right? I haven't been following that too closely, so I don't know if they've regained their power as of yet. But last I heard a couple of days ago, they were still without power, like most of part of the country. Okay, some of it got restored, but then, you know, a lot of them were suffering without power. So there's a lot of theories as to what that's about. It says, I got a note. It says that people blew up a store in Berlin on the night of the so-called New Year, right? When the ball dropped and there was chaos in the streets. People were shooting guns in the air, just rioting.
Yeah, setting vans and trucks and cars on fire.
On fire. Yep. Yeah, it just is a war zone in Berlin right now. So the world is turned up, man. Right? You had a plane that crashed into a warehouse or something. Did you hear about that?
I heard about a few plane crashes.
Yeah, there's been quite a few.
Yeah, I don't know about the warehouse one.
There was a small plane that came down, hit a warehouse, right, with people working in it. Okay, some kind of factory or something, right? So basically, it's raining planes right now. You know, there's a lot of things going on with plane crashes all of a sudden, right? You got a 10-year-old girl got hit in the head by a stray bullet, right? Because there's just violence everywhere. People shooting guns at random, like on New Year, I think. They and this is how the media likes to do, because when anything like this happens, they're all over it, right? So you had a bunch of people that look like migrants. They could have been legal, I don't know, but anyone with brown skin that looks like they're from Guatemala or Mexico or whatever, they're automatically, you know, in these Edomites' head, all migrant, right? Immigrant, right? So these people were shooting guns in the air on New Year or whatever. And then apparently a stray bullet hit a girl in the arm. Now she was Spanish because she spoke with a Spanish accent, but I don't know exactly where from, but she was really light, looked like an Edomite girl, right? So they're plastering this image of an Edomite girl all over the screen and said, oh, these people who look like migrants shot her in the arm. And you go on the comment board, of course, you're going to see exactly what you expect to see. There's a bunch of Edomite devils in their emotions, whining and complaining like they do. You know what I mean? So, you know, the tensions being built up toward us people of color, because that's ultimately what's going on right now. It says 150 pipe bombs were found on a Virginia farm, right? And they're not covering that too much because that's an Edomite that obviously that was involved in that, right? So they don't want that face plastered all over the news much because they don't fit their narrative, right? Basically, you had that incident with the truck blowing up in front of the Trump Tower, and then they're saying that the whole interior was burnt to a crisp, literally nothing but ashes inside the shell of a one of those new Tesla vehicles, right? But yet the passport survived. Does it remind you of anything, right? Does it remind you of a certain time, 9/11, right? When all of a sudden, I think there was 3 passports that were found during that 9/11 incident. One was in the wreckage, and then apparently the others were like miles away or something, man. Like 2 others that were found, right? Coincidentally, they happen to find. You don't see any plane debris, but all of a sudden you see they found passports. You know, what a coincidence, eh? So the same thing happened in this Tesla thing that blew up outside the Trump Tower. And there's a lot of conspiracy behind that, because the guy apparently took himself out, which actually makes sense. Why would you want to cook alive inside a blown up vehicle? You know, you might not die right away. So obviously you're going to want to off yourself quick if it is a suicide attack, which it probably was, you know. But like I said, we don't know exactly what's the truth of what's going on, because there's so much lies involved when you're dealing with these elites and their agendas, man. They you know, they don't rule in righteousness. They rule in lies and deception. This is how they thrive, right? So apparently they found a passport while the whole rest of the car was burnt to a crisp. They said his body was so badly burnt it was like unrecognizable. I think it was down to a damn skeleton, but yet the passport survived. Okay, let that sink in, right? Another thing about the passport, and you're going to find this quite interesting, is that the expiry date of this passport that they so-called found was it expired 911 days after the date of that explosion. What a coincidence, eh? 911 days, 911, 911, right? They love to throw their symbolism around and all that. And speaking of symbolism, you also had that guy that drove his truck into the New Orleans crowd. He's standing there doing there's an image of him throwing up a damn Freemason sign, man. Showing you that there's something fishy about all of this, man, because Esau is a damn deceiver, okay? He's the devil, okay? This is what I just sprung out. Revelations 12 and 12, Revelations 2 and 10. The devil, you got to connect the dots. This is talking about a deceiver, okay? The same person that's going to use his minions, his people, to cast us into prison eventually. Some of us, you know? So both the Tesla truck and the truck that drove into the crowd in New Orleans, both of these happened at on the same day, and they were both purchased from the same rental company. They were both rentals from the same company that were like 2,000 miles apart, man. You tell me there ain't something fishy going on. Esau is full of enchantments and lies and deception, man. Okay? And right now you have the liberty for us to be bringing these things out. We're already trying to ban TikTok, and then they're saying, okay, we won't ban it. We just want to buy it from them or something, like buy it from China or something, right? So that these American elites can get control of it. You know, it's already sensitized enough with the Chinese authorities having their hands on it, but Esau wants to get his hands on it so he can kind of control the narrative, because there's too much information coming out. And right now you have the liberty to get this information and to see us bringing out these things in these live streams and these videos that we do. Okay. But pretty soon he's going to put an end to that, pursuant to Amos 8 and 11 through 12, right? There's going to be a famine of the word, right? Let me just quickly bring that out, actually. If you've got any precepts.
No, I'm just waiting for you to.
Or you got something you want to say?
Yeah. Well, I was just waiting for you to bring out what you had out, because I'm just going to bring out like obviously the time of trouble.
Yeah.
A little bit into that.
All right, let me bring out Amos 8 and 11 quick, because there is coming a time where you're not going to get this truth anymore, right? And that time is coming close, because they're like I said, they're trying to build up a case against the Hebrew Israelites. This is ultimately what it's about. Lord willing, I'll bring out a few precepts to back that up in a minute, man, because the Bible tells you how he's going to wage war against us. You know, all the things that we've been bringing out, saying that this man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Some people that are just tuning into this and only just catching wind of this, they're probably standing there with their mouth dropped, thinking, how the hell are we able to get away with saying all the things that we say online? It's because the Lord is holding them back, because this is his show. All right. Right now you have the time to repent, but that time is not always going to be. Okay. Let's see. All right, let me read this real quick. Amos 8 and 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, although there will be, right? But this is specifically talking about another type of famine, right? It says, but of hearing the words of Yahweh, right? Which the words of Christianity is not the words of Yahweh, okay? Although it is the words of Yahweh, but it's not interpreted properly. So the true words of the Lord, the true gospel, is not going to be heard anymore after a certain point when all hell breaks loose, okay? Esau's going to come down with great wrath upon us because he knoweth that he have but a short time, because we're getting ready to rule next. This is the end of his rulership, his kingdom, pursuant to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Oh yeah, let me finish this off and then you can bring that out. Right, keep that in mind. Right, it's the end of his rulership and the beginning of ours. Right, it says, and they shall wonder, the people that are thirsty for this truth, right? Because we're not going to be out here teaching anymore pursuant to this, right? Amos 8 and 12, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. So they're going to be seeking the prophets because the voice of the Lord is coming through the prophets, right? But they're not going to find us, man. You think we're going to be out here teaching when all hell is breaking loose in the streets? Ain't going to be safe nowhere, man. We ain't going to be out here teaching because the door of the ark, the spiritual ark, will be shut.
Bring out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, like my brother was saying, like, this is the end, right? This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? So that's the time we're coming into. This is the end of Esau's kingdom, the end of Esau's reign. And he knows through the prophecies, because they do understand the prophecies, they understand the scriptures, right? That's why they were set up to deceive, because they understand that the prophecy is that Jacob is ruling next, and we're, of the lineage of the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the true rulers of this world, right? So they understand that their time is coming to an end. So before the last part of their rulership of this kingdom, they're going to go out with a big bang, like a big hurrah. You know what I mean? This I'm going to jump over to the book of Daniel, and I'm going to read in the chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Who are the children of thy people? The Israelites, right? That's right. Yeah. And it says, well, we continue reading. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And what is the time that we're coming into? Jacob's trouble. Yeah. When the devil comes down like a great flood, because he knoweth that he have a short time left. This is that last hurrah, right? So how does he do that? How do you take, if you think about like the kings, the Edomite kings of old, whenever there was a new king that was going to come into power, what did those kings do? They were threatened by that, so they would try to take that usurper out of action before he was able to reach that pinnacle period where he becomes now the new ruler of the time, right? So that's what Esau's doing right now. Esau understands that we're the new princes that are going to be putting royalty and rulership in the end. He don't want that. So Esau's going to try and take us out the best way he can. And what's the best way of doing that? Because he ain't going to come up against us in like directly. He has to have the backing of the people. You know what I mean? So he's demonizing us to make us look bad in front of the people. So when he does make his move, the people are going to be like, yeah, you're right. We're on your side. Esau, that, they are the radicalist extremists. They're the problem. We need to take them out of the equation. And that's what the scriptures are telling us, is that there's going to be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, right? And that's the elect, right? So that's what we're out here to tell our people, to repent while you still got that opportunity, because Esau's getting ready to make his move, and he's already setting the chess pieces in place to make that move. You understand?
And they don't call him the cunning hunter for no reason, man.
That was his blessing. You know, the sword.
That's his characteristics, and you can see that as a result of his rulership today, that he uses his media as his power, you know, as a way to deceive, okay, as a way to control the narrative and influence and turn the direction of the minds of the people. Man, it's simple.
That's it.
Okay.
Another quick precept here. This is in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Right? So, you know, the salvation is on the doorstep. We're here. That's why we're out here, you know, with making this this final push to warn our people. Like, look, you know, the Lord is coming, man. Like, the Lord is getting ready to crack the sky. Esau's getting ready to make his move. Prophecy is about to be fulfilled, right? All the final prophecies, like the MOTB, all of that, the digital currency system, all of that's getting ready to be pushed. And the, you know, the so-called 2025, right, has already started with a bang. And that bang is you know, this psyop, basically.
Yeah. Showing you what kind of year we're headed into, man. This is what we can expect this year. Okay. Esau's gonna come down great wrath. He's gonna try and paint us as the problem eventually. Okay. But it's just gonna, you know, he's exciting exciting the crowd, man. His crowd. Bunch of damn EDL Trump supporting MAGA spirit type people, man. Okay. These Edomite devils and these heathen, man. He's trying to paint us as the problem. He's putting them brown faces with beards in the forefront to say, look, these are the problem. These are the people that are ruining the earth. To take the attention off of him, that is starting World War III and building bombs and nuclear bombs and all that, man. But yeah, he wants to paint us brown people out like we're the problem, man. Give me a damn break.
That's why I believe Elder Apostle Tahar coined the year, the hopeful year of our salvation and the judgment and destruction of Esau's kingdom, roughly paraphrasing. But, you know, I think that name is perfect, because hopefully this is the year that we get out of here, man. Because Esau's he's just a damn demon. He's always been a demon, always will be a demon. And, you know, hopefully this is the year of his downfall, man.
Yeah, man.
You know?
We definitely know this is the year that everything's gonna spiral out of control. I mean, look how it started already, man. And we've only just got into the year. You know what I mean? I trust me, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy. A lot could happen in a year, all right? And we're already seeing that we're not even a week in, and already a lot has happened, man.
Look what has transpired since 2019, 2020. Look how the world has changed in that short span of time. Like, a year ain't nothing.
That's it. All right. Let me just bring out a precept in 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." So you can expect many miseries in these times we're living in, whether it be 2025, if there is a year 2026. You know, these last days that we're living, you can expect a lot of great miseries to happen. And we're seeing little children getting struck in the head by stray bullets, struck in the arm by stray bullets, people going out to join a multitude, follow a multitude to do evil, going out celebrating a paganistic ritual called New Year's, watching the ball drop and giving their New Year's resolution. And then boom, all of a sudden, they never come home again, man. Okay, and they don't understand the Lord's judgments because it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that's doing that. Should have kept your ass at home where you might have been safe. The judgment's going to reach you unbelievers anyway. You know what I mean? Just like that movie Final Destination. You ain't escaping your damn judgment, right? Let me drop down to the verse 60, 2nd Ezra 8 and verse 60, right? Because this also is similar precept. It says, "But they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them." Right? So you calling him Jesus, Yeshua, Yahuwah, Yah, all these bugged out names, right? Disrespecting the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and the Father, right? It says, "But they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. Right? Walking around here just spitting in the Lord's face after he suffered what he suffered for us, dying on the cross, getting whipped, getting beaten, and marred beyond any man. You know what I mean? Marred more than any man he was, you know? Don't let that go over your head. They beat the crap out of our Lord and Savior Yahushua. And what did he do wrong? Nothing. You know? They cried out free Barabbas. These 2/3 ass niggas, man. Okay, so they're getting what they deserve. When these people get struck down and mowed down by cars, that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. You better get conditioned, get used to seeing stuff like that, because the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be 10 times worse than that, man. You're gonna see bodies everywhere. It's gonna stink out here. There's gonna be so many bodies, man.
It's gonna be like a time like no other. There's never been. You know?
That's it. Don't underestimate that, man. You better have some tough skin about you in these times we're coming into, man. All right, family ain't family unless they're in this truth. Keep that in mind. If your family catches hell, ain't nothing you could do for them. You try to give them this truth, they rejected it. So their judgment, the Lord is just for doing what he's getting ready to do to them. Okay. Now, verse 61, it says, and therefore is my second Esdras 8:61. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. So this is the time of Yahweh, the judgment of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Okay? Because these people have had fair warning. They've had the liberty to get this truth, but they've rejected it, man. Okay? That's why all these things are starting to happen, man. Yeah, if you could grab Job 4:7, I'm gonna bring out Amos 3:6 real quick. Just grab that real quick. Bear with me, Akim. Yeah, you bring out that.
Yeah, so like my brother was just bringing out in regards to the judgment, right? This is the book of Job, chapter 4, verse 7. It says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Right? Nobody's like when you say, oh, you know, innocent people were you know, mowed down and gunned down or caught bullets, whatever the case may be, whatever judgment that was pushed out to these people, you know, they're paying for their transgressions. They've transgressed in some kind of way that offended the Lord, and the Lord dished them out that judgment, whether it be in this incarnation or a previous incarnation. You know, that might go over some people's heads, but you know, we've been here before, right? We may not remember the former things, but you know, the judgment still stands. If we were wicked in a previous life, and then you know, our spirits are put back in the earth, we're going to carry out the judgment here on earth in this incarnation. You know what I mean? So the judgments that people have faced, it says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?
So if you perish in New Orleans, you got mowed down by that apparent terrorist, right? That apparent extremist, radicalized ISIS member, right? Then you wasn't innocent, is what the Bible's saying. Okay. Do you believe in the words of the Lord or not? Or you fake ass Christians out there that think you believe in the Bible, but yet you deny his words? You just believe in Christianity. Okay. You believe in that religion, Christianity. You don't believe in the Bible. You believe in what Pastor Porkchop is feeding you. Okay, that plantation Christianity, that feel-good sermon, man. Let me read out another precept that's going to back up what my brother just said, because you heathen don't understand the judgments of the Lord, man. Right? This is Amos 3:6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in a city and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and Yahweh have not done it? This is a rhetorical question letting you know that if there was evil in a city, which obviously you can't call that good that happened when that guy in New Orleans drove that truck through that crowd on New Year's, most would call that evil in a city, right? It says, shall there be evil in a city and Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai had not done it? He did that. And was he wrong for doing that? No, he's just for doing that, because these people are receiving their judgment. Okay? You're either down with the ways of the Lord and you're covered you're protected by the Lord, or you're not. You know, the name Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. You know, we're safe. We ain't got to worry about being out in a crowd like that, celebrating a pagan tradition of this world, being part of the world. You know, whether you're ignorant to it or not, you're part of the world. If you was out there celebrating, you had no business being out there. So you get what you get, man. Because if you're following the ways of the Lord, then you'll find you're not going to be in the places of these where the danger is lurking. You got all kind of madmen in these end times. Don't forget the scriptures said that in these times that the love of the many shall wax cold. People are heartless, man. You got that. That ain't the only time as of late that people have driven into a crowd. It happened in Germany too the other day, man. Big old mass gang of Edomites gathered together, and all of a sudden you see this car go through and just mow them down like grass, man. You see a whole bunch of people, and then all of a sudden the car went through, and you like the big ass empty space where limbs and everything just tossed about, man. Hey, that was righteous judgment, man. The Lord did that, okay?
Yeah, precept.
Yeah, kind.
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 7. It says, I
Yeah.
form the light and create darkness.
Yeah, man.
I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. You know, that just goes to show you that the Lord's the one that's given the okay for these things to take place in the earth. You know, and it's all put in place for prophecy to be fulfilled, the Lord's movie to be played out. You know, like the people that did evil and wickedness in the earth, they're receiving their judgment, right? So that, you know, that's how the Lord gets down. But Christianity, they won't teach you that. They'll teach you God is love, all love.
Yeah.
You know, but they won't teach you about, hey, he forms a light, he creates a darkness.
He's a perfect balance.
Exactly that.
You know, like he's not stuck on one emotion, just loving everybody. You can just do what you want. He loves the sinner. He hates the sin. That's doctrines of men. The scriptures say that the Lord hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, roughly paraphrasing, man. So the Lord hates sinners. For all you Christians out there that say he loves the sinner, he hates the sin. That's a famous quote among Christians because that's doctrines of men. That's not according to what the scriptures say, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring out another precept on that real quick while we're on that topic, right? It's the book of Psalms, chapter 147 and 19. It says, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So the book is like for our people, man. If you're not an Israelite, you have no business even picking up this Bible, because for one, you won't understand it, and for two, you're just gonna you're not gonna understand it. You're just gonna be offended. You ain't gonna understand that when a newborn baby gets mowed down in the streets or gets beaten by its parents or whatever the case may be, right? Gets abused. Hey, that's the judgments of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. He has many judgments. He sends death angels and all types to get busy in this earth, man. Okay? And it's only for the wise to consider. You people are too damn emotional out there, man. You don't understand reincarnation. That's why you're all caught up in your feelings, man. You'd rather believe in a place where people are getting burnt to a crisp in hell over and over, in a place called hell, over and over again. You'd rather believe in that than believe that judgment is here under the sun, as the scriptures state. Judgment is here on earth, okay? People get mowed down by a truck with an apparent ISIS flag on the back, which there's a lot. Hey, man, who saw that damn ISIS flag, for one? I didn't see it. I saw a flag on the back, but it wasn't clearly displayed that was an ISIS flag. Could have been. I ain't saying it ain't. I'm not denying it, but it's just really fishy, man. Damn devil, he always stays deceiving. This devil don't sleep, man.
Yeah, you got Israel 144 elect. You know, he's put on a comment board. Someone got run over in New York. They ran over a baby. Dang, that's crazy. That's what we're saying. Like, you know, judgment of the Lord can strike anybody. You understand?
Come, man.
So yeah, that's wild, man. I didn't realize that New York. I knew that something did pop off in New York, but obviously New Orleans has been all over the news. But I didn't realize that New York, they had something similar. That's wild.
Yeah, for bringing that out, because I wasn't aware of that either. But another thing that you people out there might not be aware of is that it happened in London too. a car apparently ran into a crowd on New Year in London too, but that didn't get a lot of coverage because they're focusing on this radicalized ISIS extremist with a brown face and a beard, because they got a narrative that they want to push. Okay, they eventually want to get to us because they can't specifically pinpoint and put any of this stuff directly on us because we're not a violent group like that, man. We're not a violent hate group, as they like to call us, when all we do is read what the Bible says. We read, "Thus saith the Lord." We give you the whole roll, man. Okay, which includes the Lord's judgments, like this brother right here just said. You know, someone got ran over up in New York. Let me see if I can bring that to the forefront real quick. There we go. Boom. Right. Someone got ran over up in New York. They ran over a baby, man. Okay. See, the thing about you heathen and you Christians, you people that don't know nothing, and you people that cleave to these other religions, you say, if there was a God, right? Why would he let all these bad things happening in the world? It's because you don't understand the scriptures, because you don't listen to the prophets that were sent. Okay? We're telling you, thus saith the Lord. We're telling you what the Bible says so you can put everything into perspective. Okay? So you're not so confused as to why these things are happening. It's all in the scriptures. It was never in Christianity. The prophets are here now giving you what the Bible says. But you don't want to listen to us because we're just a hate group, right? All right, keep that same energy, man. Let me finish out this precept real quick because there's a point I'm getting to. This is the book of Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So the judgments are only shown to Israel, and the statutes, right? Don't let that word judgments go over your head. When a newborn baby gets run over by a car or whatever, that's the judgment of the Lord. And we understand that because he showed that unto Jacob, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly, and anybody whose sea line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? And I'm not finished. This is verse 21, Psalms 147 and 20. It says, he have not dealt so with any nation. So you other heathen nation, he ain't dealing with you, man. So just put the Bible down, let it, put it on the shelf, and let it collect dust, okay? Because you have no point, you have no business touching it, man. It says, he have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. So as for his judgments, you heathen have not known them. You don't understand the judgments of the Lord. So you don't understand that all these things that are happening in these end times, and this is just the start of it, is done by Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. Okay? The brother says, yeah, the video there on YouTube. Yeah, man, can't. The water for that. Might have to check that out at some point.
But yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, you know, that's why we say this is the Lord's movie, because the Lord's going to have things play out the way the Lord needs them to play out in order for prophecy to be fulfilled, right? So, you know, the situation up in New York, I don't know a lot of information about that because, again, you know, here in the UK, we haven't really heard anything outside of the events that happen in New Orleans, or to them, how they pronounce it in New Orleans, they say New Orleans, right? So the people in Louisiana and you know, the people in Vegas, because obviously you had that Trump thing, they're dominating the news right now. The thing in New York might have been a brief little clip, but they're not really speaking on that. So who's to say that the person in New York, they ain't demonizing that as some sort of terrorist? I'm trying to stay away from saying that word, but you know, some psyop or you know, false flag event that's taking place. You know, when you say, look, some man run over a crowd of people and a baby was one of the victims, you know, like who's to say, oh yeah, this guy was radicalized and he was watching a lot of these videos online. You know what I mean? Like, brother brought out earlier, that Amos 8 and 11, is that there's going to be a famine of hearing the words. You know, who's to say that this isn't the start of Esau's plans to bring us off the internet? Because again, we're bringing out all these prophecies, and every time something happens in the world, we're bringing it out through the scriptures. We're filtering it through the scriptures, and a lot of people in the Christian church, Christianity, they're leaving the church. Some of them are going back into the world, just doing what they were, you know, their lot was to be back in the world, and some are waking up to this truth. And they're getting the knowledge, they're getting the understanding, the breakdowns of the scriptures. That, you know, they're seeking repentance. They're changing their whole entire life. Their whole lives are being converted because they're following the ways that the Lord has placed in the scriptures for us to follow.
And they're seeing the devil for who he is, man.
Exactly that. And again, what does it say? Matter of fact, let me bring that out in the book of Matthew. All right, so this is Matthew 24. I'm gonna just get straight to the point. So this is verse 14. Yeah, I'll read Matthew 24, and I'll read from 12 down to 14. So this is Matthew 24, chapter 24, verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Right. So you're seeing the event that took place in New Orleans, in Vegas, in New York. You know, all these things, that, like Berlin as well, all the stuff that's happening in the world, the love of many is waxing cold because it's that time, you know, as per what Yahushua brought out here. Verse 13, it says, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." And you got people coming back to the precepts, the breakdowns, the understandings, repenting, you know, having faith in the Lord, seeking the Lord while he may be found. You got those people coming back to the scriptures. Then verse 14 says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." Right? So we're seeing the end come, and that's what Esau's afraid of, because the more Israelites that are waking up, you know, because it says this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world. YouTube's been a big tool in getting the word across to the four corners of the world, of the globe. Right? YouTube, you know, you're seeing brothers in Australia, seeing brothers in all kinds of places bringing out this truth, right? Yeah. And they're all speaking the same doctrine, right? And that's what it's saying when it says this, "And this gospel shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations." It's not talking about the heathen; it's talking about the Israelites scattered in every nation, right? And they're all bringing out these precepts and they're teaching, and the people in those regions are waking up to this truth, and they're coming back to this truth. And it says, "And then shall the end come." And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the end time prophecies being fulfilled, you know, at a rapid rate. It's like one thing after the other keeps popping up, and we're filtering it all through the scriptures.
Yeah,
right. So it just goes to show you that this is the truth. This is the way.
Yeah,
you know.
that's it, man. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and I'm gonna start at 35. Okay, pay attention. It says, "Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord." All right, so it's talking about you of the hopeful elect that are in the know, that are among the congregation of the living. All right, it says, "Behold the word of Yahweh and receive it." It says, "Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake." You know, these gods that neither us or our forefathers knew, right? You know, these idols, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, you know, all these false gods that they call upon, right? Believe not in Christianity, basically, right? In Islam, okay? Because they ain't got the truth. They're walking through deserts where there lay no way, man. Right? Dry places. They ain't got that living water, right? And it says, so this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as we can see." It says, "As when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment." So this is the time of the birth pains, man. You're seeing events happening back to back to back now, and it's gonna continue until that ultimate day of Esau's destruction, man, the so-called white man's civilization being taken down, right? And this is verse 39, 2nd Ezra 16 and 39. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So everywhere you look, every day you turn on the news, or any day you go on TikTok or Instagram, you're literally seeing back to back to back different events popping up, man, because the plagues are not slack. You got to understand that this is the judgment of the Lord. You can't pray for this to go away, okay? Because if you're praying to the Lord for these plagues to disappear, then you don't have understanding. And you don't understand that you're praying against the will of the Lord. This is the will of the Lord, and you ain't gonna do anything to turn these plagues back. Praying ain't gonna help, okay? Because otherwise, you're not praying for the right things. You ought to, the scriptures speak about anticipating the day of the Lord, man. I forget the exact precept, but the scriptures speak about how we must be anxious for the Lord's return, which means that, like we've been speaking about the famine of the word coming, right? That's bad news for them that ain't ready. But for us teaching, that's good news, man. Okay? So it's going to look like a victory for Esau. And you'll have a lot of brothers that are teaching, actually people that are teaching false doctrine. They may be upset at the fact that they can't teach on the highways and hedges anymore. Because for them, this is part of their culture. This is what they want to do to look cool or something, man. They have ulterior motives, right? They want to be that man that they never were while they were in the world, right? Okay, this ain't what this truth's about. We're about warning the people. And then when it's time for the Lord to shut this thing down and we're not teaching it anymore, pursuant to Amos 8 and 11, hey, that's good. Okay, that means that our redemption draweth nigh. That means that chapter in these end times is over with. It means we're very, very close to the Lord's return. Okay, this is one of the prophecies that have to play out, but we should be excited about that. You got something you want to?
Yeah, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And that's what we're doing. We're making things plain upon tables. Like, look, this is what Esau's getting ready to do, right? And we're making it plain so the people that are in the know, the ones that are following, seeking after the Lord, they can understand it, so they can, prepare themselves for that time, right? Of the famine of the word. It says, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And that's what we're starting to see now. Hey, we've been bringing these lessons out for years, telling people this is what's coming. And a lot of time people are like, well, you keep saying it's going to happen and it never happens. Now look, starting to happen more and more often now, isn't it? It's not tarrying anymore. And tarrying is obviously it's taken a while for it to come through, but obviously now we're starting to see it more and more. Prophecies coming out more and more, starting to see it now. And that's another thing, we keep saying, like, look, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise. He's not slacking in these judgments going forth. He's not slacking in anything that he said is going to happen. The Lord's words do not go out void. They'll fulfill whatever they're meant to fulfill. Right? So that's where we are. These prophecies are starting to come to pass.
Brother on the comment board's got a precept. Israel 144K elect. Just a bit of information, yeah. If you've got a precept, actually, it'd be better if you could put the whole precept up. But in this case, I'll go ahead and read that. He brought up Matthew 24 and 31 and 32, right? I'm gonna bring that out real quick for him. So this is Matthew 24. I'm gonna start at verse 31. It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, right? which a lot of Christians think that's speaking of a rapture, right? Because they think that they're not going to have to go through the tribulation of the time of Jacob's trouble. They think that they're going to be, their clothes are going to drop and hit the floor, planes falling out the sky, and cars smashing into each other in buildings and stuff, because they think that that's what's going to happen and that's what's going to set off Jacob's trouble. But they're misinformed, right? So notice it said the elect. He's going to gather his elect, right? Revelation 7:4 through 8 will explain who the elect are, right? Because it's all, not all nations, right? The elect, oh, the water. The elect is talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So it's from the four winds of heaven, meaning the elect, the Israelites, were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth through the transatlantic slave trade, which is part of the curses, right? It says, now learn, verse 32, Matthew 24:32, it says, now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh, meaning near, right? So you can tell through certain signs, basically when the real spring comes forth, which is during the time of March, which is the time of Abib, right? That's the real new year. That's when you can tell everything's starting to come alive, right? That's the real new year, right? It says, so likewise, when ye shall see all these things, meaning all these T word terrorist, I'm gonna just say it, terrorist attacks all over the earth, and these events that are going on, all these judgments and these plagues and stuff, right? Everything's spiraling out of control. Esau basically losing, fumbling his kingdom. It says, likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. So, hey, we know that the time of the end, the time of the Lord's return, is very close because of all the signs that are happening in the world in these end times, right? It says in verse 33, this is Matthew 24:33. So likewise, oh no, verse 34, Salakia, it says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. It says, heaven and earth shall pass away. It says, but my word shall not pass away. And that don't mean that the earth itself is going to blow up and there's going to be no more planet earth, and that's the end of this experience we had. What was it all for? It was all for nothing. Yeah, that doesn't mean that. Okay, because the earth abideth forever, and Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, and it's going to be an everlasting kingdom. It says in verse 36, it says, but of that day and of that hour knoweth no man, no, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So we know the time period. We can tell through the signs that we're in the end and that we're at the time of Yahushua's return, but we don't know the exact day he's going to show up, all right? So we're not out here making predictions and making ourselves look like a fool. It says in verse 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage, meaning they didn't have a care in the world. They were living happy-go-lucky. They were getting the bag. They were turning up, YOLO, all of that, right? All these things that you hear today, they're just going about their lives. It says, until the day that Noah entered the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be, meaning it's going to catch them off guard like a thief in the night.
That's beautiful precept.
That's it. Yeah, man. So that's the time we're living in, basically, right? Spiritually, the time of Noah. Now, I want to bring out a few more things that are happening as of late, current events. I've got these sticky notes here, right? So it says that this guy that plowed his truck into that crowd in New Orleans, it says that he intended to kill his family, but was concerned that the media attention wouldn't be focused on the war between believers and disbelievers. Now, this is another buzzword or a buzz term that they're trying to throw out there to try to link it back to us. You know, putting in your head believers and unbelievers, right? Which is going to drive these atheists mad. You know, it's playing on the minds of the simple. Okay. That Bible's the problem. See, religion's the problem. Muslims, you know, all these things, right? They're gonna say to basically try to put the attention on us that, you know, we put a separation in our teachings between the believers of this truth and the unbelievers, right? We say that we call them 2/3 that are getting ready to perish. So they're trying to link us together, man. They're trying to put us all in the same bucket. Okay. That's what Esau's doing. You can't be ignorant of a small thing or a great thing, man. The script, like the scriptures we brought out earlier. Be not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Okay, because he's planting seeds in your head psychologically to basically get the world to eventually turn on us, Hebrew Israelites, man, painting us out like we're the problem. Okay, when this damn devil is the one controlling the world, man. Okay, he's the manager, he's the problem. All right, and world needs new management. This devil's got to go, man. So you got this thing, you can research it. It's called Dior bags, Dior bags. Now, I don't know a whole lot about that, but I think it's something to do with chariots in the sky, right? I'm gonna have to do my research on that because I'm kind of new to that information, right? So you can look it up for yourself. That's another thing going on. That's, you know, part of all this madness in these end times. You have to forgive me. I can't feel my feet right now. feel like
Can't feel my fingers.
I feel like I'm standing on nubs. Feel like a damn amputee patient. All right, so you had this fog worldwide. All right, another thing that's happening, which I don't know what's going on with that. It's a bit strange that it happened in Canada. I think it was it Canada? Yeah, Canada, California, England, all over, man. Like all over the world, actually. There was fog. All of a sudden, worldwide fog, which I've never heard that happening before, man. And people were saying that it was like there's some they're trying to say it was nanotechnology in it and all that, which I wouldn't put it past Esau because they spray stuff from the sky, and they have technology to, you know, they be experimenting with all types of technology where they just spray the skies with shit. And we don't know what it is, and all these people winding up sick. And they're trying to get the nanotechnology in our body best they can. They've got it in Pepsi products. They've got it in Coca-Cola. Bill Gates has got his hands on apple cider and Heineken beer and, man, all sorts, man. This devil's on a mad one. Like we said, he's coming down, like the scripture said, Revelation 12:12. He's coming down having great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time, right? You got over 70,000 men in a group chat on was it Telegram?
Yeah, Telegram.
Plotting to do harm to women, let's just say, right? SA and all that, yeah? Notice they don't really speak about the race of men that are in it, the majority of it, I would say. It's these Edomites. They're sick people, okay? They're getting ready to come back to their old nature. The scriptures speak about how, you know, in what was it, Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. His wickedness is only dormant. All them things he was doing to the slaves back in the days, that's just dormant, man. Okay, he's still that same old devil, and you're gonna realize in Jacob's trouble that this man was the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, he's getting ready to show you his true colors. And you got our women like a dumbass Eve, you so-called black women, idiots, man, queuing up to sleep with this damn devil. Let the slave master between your legs, man. Your ancestors will be rolling in their graves. They knew what you were doing, man. Because you say black men are the problem. You fools. You damn fools, man. There are some bad apples amongst us. Yeah, I get that. But you women are the through, man. You women are destroyed. Feminism has really done a number on you women, man.
Mhm.
So most of them are German Edomites. Yeah, right? In that group chat. And you best believe they're going to be let loose during the time of Jacob's trouble. All that feminism's going out the window. And all you women that were talking shit about the black man and all that, you stay in your lane, man. Because during that time, you ain't getting our protection, okay? You're gonna get ran through by a group of Edomite devils. You're gonna see who the devil is in that day. You'll know when you're on a damn meat hook, locked up in someone's basement as some sexual experiment.
Yeah, that judgment's gonna be heavy on a lot of you Eves.
Yeah,
You know?
man.
Like, cause you've been very rebellious, you know, especially to the Israelite man. And like my brother said, there are some bad eggs, bad examples. It's on both sides, man. We're both you know, victims of you know, the oppression that Esau has inflicted on us, right? And that's all the tribes, the southern and northern kingdom, right? And you know, this just goes to show you that group chat, 70,000 men, you know, talking about plotting or whatever they were doing. I have no idea what they were speaking about in those chats, but they were speaking on, you know, ways of I don't know, sick fantasies that they want to fulfill or do. Do you know what I mean? Like that's designed for the judgment that's coming for you Eves. Israelite women, you know what I mean? Like, you women are going to go through a lot of it. Look what happened after the election. You know, you had the election where, you know, Kamala Harris didn't get elected. What were the most of the black women talking about? They were talking about what's that that poison in the men. You know, they were talking about, all right, yeah, the next um cop that shoots and or kills a black man, unarmed black man, we're just gonna ignore that one. You know, and you can see it all over TikTok. You could probably search it on TikTok. You know, black women. You know, the recent guy that got beat to death by the police officers while he was in custody. You know, you can look at that, and some of the videos that were playing, especially on TikTok, the women were like, yeah, let black women sit this one out, let the black man deal with it, sit this one out. It's like you were never really with us anyway, and the Lord sees all that, and that judgment is coming for you, right? So the women of you that are in order, you know, that are doing the right thing, you know, count yourself blessed that the Lord gave you, you know, the eyesight to understand the times that you're in, because you're very precious, and you know, the Lord's going to protect you in those times. Those women of the world that wishing death, that hate black men and the Israelite man in general, you know, you're going to have your judgment, and that judgment ain't gonna be nothing nice.
And it's righteous judgment, man, because you've had plenty of warning. You've had plenty of chance to rid yourself of feminism. Okay, the doors of mercy are still open to you while we're out here teaching. But eventually that time's coming to an end, man. And after that, you women are through, because you're the weaker vessel. Okay, you're just puny creatures walking around defenseless. All you've got is your pepper spray, okay, to ward off a group of savages, okay? That's what's getting ready to happen in these end times. And you ain't prepared for it, because all you do is scoff at us. You know, we'll give you harsh correction. I know you don't want to hear a lot of what we got to say, but it's for your own good, all right? And until you swallow your pride and come up out of your delusion that you're living in, you women are through. You're an easy target. You're fair game. You're prey. You're getting ready to be the prey in these end days, man. You know? And I wish it wasn't so. I don't wish death upon you women. But if you don't want to get right, then it's out of our hands. There's nothing we can do, man. You know? We accept the judgment of the Lord, okay? And during that time, you know, as much as we might have compassion and want to help you when we hear them blood-curdling screams, there's nothing we could do, man. You know? There's nothing we can do, man. The ones that are going to be protected are the women that are in order, that have cleaned themselves up, that have come under the shelter of the Lord's name, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The ones that are silently on our comment boards watching and being edified and not being offended at the gospel, man. Those are the ones the Lord is going to protect, the ones that are right, the ones that are fit for a king, man. Because you feminists and you women that dress half naked and you walk around like you ain't doing nothing wrong, mistreating your children, mistreating your husbands, all of that. You're finished, man. There's no hope for you.
Yeah, and just to say, right, you know, there's scripture. I'll bring this out actually. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, and in that day, and what day? That the day of trouble, right? And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. That's in the scriptures for a reason, right? That's in the scriptures for a reason. Now think about it. If a lot of women out there, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to take care of themselves, they don't know how to clean, they don't know how to show appreciation to a man. Like all that stuff is building up. You know what I mean? You think a man of the law is gonna want, you think the man of the law is gonna want a woman that don't appreciate like the little things that he does? You know, the hard work. Like he's putting his life on the line to protect his family and his woman. And a lot of these women don't even respect that. They'd rather deal with Pookie and Ray Ray. Right, so a lot of women are going to be rejected in that time.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, pull that up on the screen. Yeah, the brother Israel 144K elect. He says, imagine when all the jails and prisons break open. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's right on point.
Yeah, if you do a little research and check out the where is it? I forget the place where MS-13, the gangs in MS-13 all got locked up, and they were allowing the media to come through and like sort of cover this.
Venezuela.
It could have been Venezuela. I forget. It was one of them countries. I think down in South America or something, right? But basically all the MS-13 gangs got locked up. The president said enough is enough, and he actually made moves. And it's the same. He actually just discovered gold in his land, like 2.3 trillion dollars worth of gold, like way more than China just discovered. They say it's like 6 times more or something like that, man, than what China just discovered, because China discovered a lot of gold too. But this president, he come in power and he said enough is enough. He locked up all gangs, didn't give them no trial or nothing. He said to hell with them. They gotta go. And now all of a sudden there's peace in that country. And if you have a look at the state of these people, now that they're allowing people to come in and do little they're allowing the media to come through and show behind the walls of these prisons and what their life is like for these gang members. They don't have a chance of getting out. They're there for life. They're off the streets. They cleaned up that country of that gang because it was becoming a big problem. But imagine these people let out during the time of Jacob's trouble, when the police can't help you, when the ambulance can't help you. That's the times we're coming into. The scriptures don't lie, and it's not exaggerating when it says that it's a time like there's never ever been in this earth, man. This is the time of all times. It's going to trump slavery. It's going to trump the time of King Leopold II. All of that, man.
I got another quick precept.
Yeah, come.
You know, mine. Yeah, this is the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 10. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? It says, mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Like that's some serious judgment coming your way, to you proud, out of order women. Right. And obviously this group chat, 70,000 men, that's quite a large number of men. And I'm pretty sure like it's only 70,000 because other men hadn't heard about it yet. I'm sure that number would increase. I think I was hearing reports that like 70,000, the chat went up to like is in the millions now. Because obviously it's been exposed. So more men have gone to that chat. Obviously, probably out of curiosity, women too, just to see what they were talking about. But I'm sure there's been like loads of people like following. And that's probably just one that they found. Because Telegram, obviously, you can create whatever room you want. There might be other rooms that are out there right now, like targeting people. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. But that's this wicked kingdom. That's why these kingdoms got to go down, you know. But Esau wants it to continue.
Yeah. Trodden down like the marriage street. That's doo-doo, man. That's dog. That's caca. Yeah. Let me read a quick precept. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn. Egypt is spiritual Egypt, which is talking about America. Okay. So America shall mourn. The water. It says, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Lord shall, that the Most High shall bring upon it. So, like I said earlier, these are the judgments of the Lord. He's bringing these things upon the world, okay, upon America and the world, but mainly America. America is the final showdown, man. Okay, it's the place where most of the Israelites are gonna be delivered from. Okay, it's the star of the show. But yeah, man. Let me read that one more time. It says 2nd Ezra 15 and 12. Egypt shall mourn, America shall mourn, right? And the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So you can't pray for this to go away because you're praying against the will of the Lord. The Lord wants this to happen because it's righteous judgment. You know, the ark, the spiritual ark this time, is here in this congregation, among the congregation of the living. Okay. I'm going to jump down to verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, meaning it draws near. So the destruction of the masses, the sheeple, draws near. These dumb Americans have no idea of the times they're living in. They're sat on the couch and they're not getting involved. They don't know they're at war. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, meaning weapons, mainly a gun, because we're coming into a time of civil war. They put it right in your face in these movies, man. Why else you think they come out with that movie called Civil War? You think that was just for entertainment purposes? Hell no, man. I ain't investing all that money and putting all them clues in these movies for no reasons. They're giving you little hints, okay? But it goes over most people's head because you're delusional, man. You people are trapped in a damn strong delusion, man. It says for verse 16, so this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're going to prosper in kicking down your door, coming in your house, ravishing your wife, and they're going to get away with it, man. They're going to tie up your family and do whatever they want. Okay, torture, man. You're going to see Esau's true nature in them days because he's waiting to get his hands on you so-called black people and you so-called Mexicans, man. You're the problem in their eyes. They think that you're the problem in the world, man. Because they're the devil, okay? None of the wicked shall understand what's really going on. It says in verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Basically, that's saying that there's coming martial law, but it ain't going to say in those terms martial law is coming. Okay, this is written in a mystery that's only revealed to his prophets, man. It says, for because in verse 18, 2nd Ezra 15 and 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Grown-ass men are going to be shaking in their boots in them times because they ain't going to have the covering of the Lord and they ain't going to know what to do, okay? These people, these tattooed, because all these women, they don't want the average 9-to-5 worker. They want a thug. And they think that Pookie and Ray Ray is going to save him in them days just because he's got tattoos all over his damn body trying to make himself look masculine when really they're feminine as hell, emotional as hell because they were raised by women. Pookies and Ray Rays that they adore so much, man. They adore them because they're a product of what a woman created. You got these feminine qualities about them. It says, a man shall have no verse 19, 2 Ezra 15 and 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, a weapon. It says, and spoil their goods, meaning rob them, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Because contrary to popular understanding, most people's understanding, there's going to be a famine in this world, man, of bread and the word of the Lord. But there's going to be a famine of bread and water also, which is going to drive these people crazy. People are going to be out on missions trying to find food for their family, and they're going to have to at time leave their family home alone. What do you think is going to happen when people see that the protector's not in the house? He's out looking for food. They're going to take the opportunity to go in there and do whatever they want to their wife and children, man. It's going to get ugly out here. You women are going to need a man, a protector during them times, man. Best believe it. You know, you might not want to hear what we got to bring out, but it's for your own good, man. This is the raw truth of the Holy Bible, okay? We dive into the deep, dark, and ugly things that people don't like to talk about, man. Everyone wants to shy away from these topics, but this is the type of things you need to be talking about to prepare yourself for what's coming, because it's coming whether you like it or not. We're at war, man. Get your head out the damn gutter, man. Get your head out the clouds, okay? Come back to reality, okay? Be that protector you was born to be.
Yeah, not carnal war, a spiritual war.
That's
you know,
it.
Just because I know Esau likes to take things out of context. So we're not talking about arming up and fighting. We're talking about spiritually.
Yeah, calm.
Yeah, spiritually discerned. Right?
That's right, man. Yeah, calm. The water for clearing that up, because Esau's deceptive as hell. He'll use a video like this, take a little clip out of it, and try and twist what we actually talking about. Okay, we're peaceful people up here, man. We just bring out the Bible and warn our people of the times that are prophesied to come. Okay, it's all doom and gloom, man. It's all doom and gloom. I think, one more precept I want to bring out, and then I think we'll close eyes. Pitch black out here now. Or you can see his eyes and teeth in the background. You can't even see your face.
I know. Black and the berry.
Eyes and teeth, black and the berry. Right. There was one precept I wanted to bring out relating to all the things that are happening in these end times. And it's also talking about the end of Esau's rulership, right? And how the Lord ain't dealing with these devils, man. Psalms 37 and 12. Let me quickly turn to that. Psalms 37.
Well, yeah, you know, again, you know, like the brother said on the comment board, you know, when they open up them prisons, them men have been in there, you know, for years. Ain't had a woman in years. You know what I mean? You know, the feeling that they must feel like when they get out, like, yeah, I'm gonna go find me a woman. You know what I mean? Like when all hell's breaking loose,
Yeah.
they open up them prison cells,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna be like like Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan. You know, cut in front of a black man in front of a buffet line. You know?
Yeah, they're gagging. Man, they're gagging for some fresh money.
Women that have put men in prison, you know what I mean? They're gonna be seeking that revenge, boy.
Right.
2/3.
Right. This is the book of Psalms chapter 37 and 12. It says, the wicked plotteth against the just. We're the just, right? And the people that rule this world, that control the narrative, control the media and all that, they're the wicked. They're the ones running the show, okay? And they have an agenda to eventually come upon the Hebrew Israelites, okay? I said this was the last precept. I might have to bring out one more after this, because another one just popped in my head, right? It says, Psalms 37 and 12, the wicked plotteth, they're plotting and scheming against the just, us, Hebrew Israelites, right? They plotteth against us. It says, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. So they gnash upon us with their teeth, which is their strength, their media, their military, their prison system, their court system. You know, they're painting a narrative to try and paint us out as the problem when these people are destroying the whole damn world, man. They're the rulers of the world. They're the manager. We're just the damn floor sweeper. Okay? Spirit, you know, metaphorically speaking. We ain't the ones making nuclear bombs and funding both sides of wars and destabilizing countries, plundering and robbing and pillaging and stealing and raping, robbing, murdering. We ain't doing all that. Damn devils, man. Hypocrites, man. It says, I'm gonna read it from the top again. Psalms 37:12. The wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. It says, the Lord shall laugh at him, right? So be patient, brothers. All these devils, man, they think they're getting away with it. They're scoffing. They're proud as hell. They're racist as hell all over the comment board. Talking about get them out of our country. These black people, these monkeys, da 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 da. Let them talk their shit, man. Let them do what they do. Be patient, because listen to what this says, right? It says, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. And you can see it clear as day. They ain't bouncing back from this. They ain't making America great again. These people are through. Their glory days of Kurt Cobain and who else, man? Friggin' them days when they had it going on. Hey, them days are over with, man. These people are through. It's over for them, and they they have to face the music. But they're in their desperate attempt to try to make America great again. They think that we're the problem. They're fighting against us, not knowing us. These are damn elites of their nation that's ruining the whole earth, man. Especially America. So the Lord is going to laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming, right? Let me see if I can find that last precept I said I want to bring out. Because oh boy. Here we go. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I was just going to say something while you were looking.
All right. Right. So this is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and 17. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach, man. And that's talking about us, right? Because the dragon is talking about Esau, right? It says, and he was wroth with the woman. He's pissed off with the woman, which is talking about Israel, the elect of Israel, right? Because the scriptures speak about how I have likened the daughter of Zion unto a comely and delicate woman, right? So when it's written in code, it's written in a way that only we can understand of the hopeful elect. It's talking about Esau is going to wage war against us Hebrew Israelites. And you can see right now, he's trying to build a case against us, right? So it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, pissed off with us, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Women don't carry seed. So this is letting you know that this is basically talking about the Israelites, the remnant, the elect. The Lord is these devils are building a case because we're the main target. Okay? Don't be ignorant of Satan's devices, right? It says, and which keep the commandments of the Most High. I ain't talking about you Christians. You think the law is done away with. You people think you're free to do whatever you want because you're saved by grace. Twisting what the scriptures actually is talking about, right? We keep the commandments. Obviously, we ain't keeping them perfect in our captivity, but we acknowledge them. We keep them to the best of our ability. We keep the new moon Sabbath. We don't say it specifically on Sunday or it's just Saturday. We keep the commandments. We say we do exactly what the Lord tells us to do. We go out in the highways and hedges. You think we want to be out here in the freezing our tits off? It's like -3 right now or something. It's crazy out here, man. But we take pleasure in doing this, man. It's our reasonable service. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. This is Revelations 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and which have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach, right? So what does it say? It says in Revelations 19 and 10, because the ones that have the testimony, this is who it's speaking of right here. In Revelations 19 and 10, it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am a fellow servant and of thy brethren, which have the testimony of Yahweh. Right? So this is an angel. John the Revelator fell at the angel's feet to worship the angel. The angel said, don't worship me. I'm your brethren. I'm of your people and a fellow servant, just like you, right? That have the testimony of Yahweh, the very ones that this devil is going to come down having great wrath upon in these end times. He says, for the testimony of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy. So that's the spirit that the elect are going to be in. That's the ones that Esau wants to focus on, is us that have the testimony, which is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? We tell you what's getting ready to happen, and we bring it out with a seriousness. We don't clap and sing in the Christian church. We don't have an Israelite party and focus on having weddings and marching in the streets, making Edomites kiss our boots. We don't promote music and rap videos and try to sell you fringe t-shirts. Okay, we focus on the seriousness of the times we're living in, and we bring out the raw truth of the Holy Bible as far as the prophecies go, man. That's who he's focused on. That's who he's about to make war on. The remnant of the seed, of her seed, the Israelites, the elect, that have the testimony of Yahweh, man. Connect the dots. All right, we're about to become public enemy number one. Don't be surprised if our faces are plastered all over the TV soon, because the scriptures speak about how a violent mob of people are going to come after us soon. There's going to be a violent insurrection upon those that fear the Lord in the book of 2nd Ezra. Right? You right? You got something you want to bring out?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. I think we'll close out here, man. Pitch black. I can barely see anything. And I think it's gone on long enough. Where we at? 141. All right. All right, man. So, we'll close out there, and yeah, we'll close out and just say, you know what I mean? Like, hey, keep your head on a swivel. There's a lot going on. 2025 is coming in hot, and it ain't gonna stop. All right. It ain't gonna stop until this devil's kingdom is brought to a damn end. This sick, twisted ruler that we're living under right now. All right. He's got to go, and all these events are gonna lead up to his ultimate destruction. And ultimately, we're gonna be public enemy number one soon. So, do what you stay prayed up, man. Keep your head on the swivel, be circumspect, and pray for the Lord's protection these times we're coming into, because we're gonna need it, man. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so what if putting the precepts up on the screen and obviously your comments help further the lesson along, bring out more scriptures so we can warn our people. So if the water for putting the comments on the comment board, and yeah,
calm. All right,
always appreciated.
Yeah, calm. The water. All right. We're going to close it out here. Lord willing, you've been edified by this lesson. We're going to face the east. We're going to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. All right, Shalom.
I thought it was a chariot that flew past a minute ago. You see it?
That's what that line across.
Yeah.
That's them lights, isn't it?